So where's sperm produced?
Your testicles.
In your testicles. Yeah? Why are they called testes?
Because there's testosterone in there.
They produce
Testosterone.
Anybody know what testosterone is? It is a hormone, yes. So it's the male. Women have got testosterone as well, but not such great quantities as males. So it's known as a male hormone, testosterone. Yeah. So the reason we have beards, yeah, is because we have higher levels of testosterone than women. Yeah. Very simply. Come and join us.
Yeah, but I've seen some ladies with beards.
Yeah. A bit older. Predominantly it's men, yeah? Right. And actually, you know, if you see like men in their 20s, 30s bald, it's sometimes caused by really high levels of testosterone. Yeah.
So hard that it makes you careful with that.
Yes. Yeah. And you'll see a lot of people that use steroids, yeah, so testosterone, they start to go bald. It causes male bald pattern. So we've got. Is it just the testicles that produce sperm?
Yeah.
Yeah? Have a look at your bits of paper. Because I'm interested, where's the fluid come from?
The epididymis. Is that right? Well, actually, I just see sperm.
Yeah, no, so where's the fluid that contains the sperm?
The vas deferens.
The reproductive health, it's sort of dictionary definition. Reproduction is to procreate, make children, basically, yeah, have babies, repopulate the earth. Yeah? So what is sexual health then? So we've got reproductive, well, reproduction is making babies, reproductive health is our reproductive systems.
Is sexual health like STDs?
Yeah, comes into it.
Like how to protect yourself from that?
Yes, that definitely comes into it. So how to protect yourself from HIV, STDs, what else does it do? Sexual health. Pregnancy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Teaches us how to perform safe sex. Yeah. So reproductive health is about looking after our reproductive systems. Yeah. Do you feel that you know what's going on in your reproductive system?
Not really.
Not really. Why don't you know that?
Because you're not really taught about it.
You're not.
Like when in primary I wasn't really taught about anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I was taught about is like periods. They didn't really go into like all the, they didn't like, and they showed us one video about a girl and a boy. And that was it.
That's really interesting, isn't it? So what I'm hearing then is that actually, how many years ago was that when you were in primary?
When I was like year 5.
You were?
I think I was.
You were. How did you know? Like, you know, like how do you know that? It's like, I guess it depends what age you are, but
What? How did I know that I hit it?
yeah.
Because my mood swings.
Mood swings.
1 minute I'll be fine, and the next minute I just want to be like quiet and everything.
That's interesting.
Thing is, I'm fairly certain like it happened like on a Sunday, because on the Sunday I was so excited about going to school because I had new shoes.
Oh.
And then on the Monday I woke up and was like, I don't want to do it. I just can't be asked, and just like lazy and all that.
So like a really quick mood change.
Yeah.
Did you notice any changes in your mood, Cameron, when you went through puberty? No. What changes did you go through? Can you remember? No. What sort of ages do people go through puberty, do you think? Is there a one age?
I don't know. I think it's whenever you're like, I think it can go on from 13. I don't know. Well,
So I think for a female, the youngest is on average about 8 years old.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. Yeah,
I was 9.
You were 9, yeah. Absolutely. Whereas some people don't start it until they're a bit older, sort of like what, 14, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, how much do you guys know about? Had some education in like primary school, but secondary school you didn't, and you said you had very basic. Where did you guys learn about your own bodies, but also about like sex and
My mum.
your mum?
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting.
Because my mum was like, she always made sure that she was on top of that. Obviously, when I was going through puberty, she made sure that she was on track with me and understanding how I was going through it and what it was doing to me. So she was giving me advice on maybe like what's happening to me, like don't be afraid or not. That you're changing and that. That's how I learned. And then obviously everything else I just learned myself and advice from other people.
Did you find that you could be very open with your mum?
Yeah, I used to be very open with my mum, but not really anymore. It kind of gets harder when you get older, innit? Because obviously it gets more serious when you get girlfriends and stuff. It's not like you go around the corner and have a kiss and that. It's completely different now, innit? Got to make sure you're 100% on the ball when it comes to stuff like that, innit? Make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but what if you don't? Like, what, is it trial and error? Is it somewhere else?
Trial and error.
Yeah, that's a real thing though, isn't it? Trial and error.
It is. That's when you get like 15-year-olds that get pregnant. And
Yeah.
That's the error. That's the
That's the error, yeah.
error for them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What's your understanding of an STI?
It's a disease that you get after sleeping with someone.
Okay, do you know what STI stands for?
Sexual transmitted disease.
Sexual transmitted infection or disease, yes. So you get an STI or an STD. Cool. Can you name any STIs?
Chlamydia. Gonorrhea. HIV.
Okay, cool, yeah, that's a good example. So you've got chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV. Yeah, there's some really common ones, definitely. Genital herpes, genital warts, have you heard of that before? Yeah, okay. What about contraception? What's your understanding of contraception?
You can get a condom, pill, implant, by injection, coil. I think that's it.
Yeah, there's lots of different types of contraception, but there's some really good ones. So you've got condom, male condom. There's also a female condom. Yeah. Contraceptive pill. Did you see an injection in the bum?
Yeah.
Hormone injection, is that?
I don't know.
Okay. That's a new one. Okay. What's the purpose of contraception, do you think?
To kind of stop the risk of getting pregnant if you don't want to get pregnant.
Is there anything else that people use it for?
Stop their periods.
Okay, that's interesting. Anything else?
Just quick things about HIV, causes, symptoms, diagnosing, stuff like that. I'm just going to talk. If anyone's got questions, feel free to ask.
Okay, sir.
So HIV, as we discussed, it's human immunodeficiency virus. It's a virus that damages the cells in your immune system and weakens your ability to fight everyday infections and diseases. If you're living with HIV for a long time and it's untreated, it can develop into AIDS, which actually stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, which is the name described. It's the name used to describe several potentially life-threatening infections and illnesses that happen when your immune system has been severely damaged by HIV. So whilst AIDS can't be transmitted from one person to another, HIV can. So causes, HIV is found in body fluids of an infected person. This includes, but not limited to, semen, vaginal and anal fluids, blood and breast milk. So despite popular belief, HIV cannot be transmitted through sweat, urine or saliva. It's quite a common misconception.
In New York, they used to think that you could catch it by sitting on the same toilet
Yeah,
seat.
sitting on the same toilet seat or sharing a cup.
Wait, so you can kiss someone with AIDS and not get AIDS?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Most common way of getting HIV in the UK is through having anal or vaginal sex without a condom. Some of the other ways is sharing needles, syringes or any other injecting equipment, and it's also transmissible through mother to baby during pregnancy, birth or breastfeeding. Symptoms, most people experience a short flu-like illness 2 to 6 weeks after being infected, which lasts for a week or two. But after that, symptoms usually disappear, and HIV may not cause any symptoms for many years. So you can live with HIV without knowing it for years, and you wouldn't know. But it still continues to damage your system, your immunity. 1% chance risk of the child being born with it, but it's still a risk.
Yeah.
It can still happen.
Yeah.
But that's like the stat around it.
Yeah.
But
Questions I've never thought of.
Yeah, no, fine until now, until I just sat down and thought about it and gone, if you're planning to have a family, should you get tested for HIV?
I think you should, and if you're positive, then take the PrEP, because eventually it'll start lowering the viral load to the point where it's less and less of a risk.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What are the side effects?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of taking PrEP.
Yeah. It's actually stuff I've never thought about. Ever.
No.
It's something you have to take every day,
Forever.
Forever.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
To get started, like, what's your understanding of gender norms?
My understanding of gender norms is men are supposed to be men, women are supposed to be women. Yes, there's tradition to it, and there's but we're moving out of that as much as possible, I guess, because gender norms aren't terribly good.
Yeah, definitely.
They're amazing.
Absolutely. So it's like you can understand that there's like traditional views of gender norms, but they're changing and more fluid now.
Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely.
What sort of things do you think are like making them more fluid and change?
I think people are being educated about gender norms and how they can negatively affect people, and negatively affect people in so many different ways, like in relationships, out of relationships, and I think a lot of it comes from mental health as well, because growing up as a man with mental health issues and whatnot, you're told to man up and do this and do that, and boys don't cry and stuff like that. It's not right in a lot of ways, and I don't know, there's men who are feminine, and because of people are being educated about homosexuality and whatnot, then because some men are more feminine than others, they'd be like associated as gay or whatnot, and it's not. But I remember I was speaking to my father about this not that long ago, and he said when he was younger, if you wore suede shoes, you wouldn't hang around with them because you would have thought they're gay.
Okay, so it was an assumption based on what people were wearing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
My dad is 80. But
Yeah. Gosh.
So I think education in the whole LGBTQ community, and I don't know, just knowing more about how it affects people mentally is changing the way gender norms work.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think
to it, but I don't think it used to be like that in a lot of ways.
absolutely.
So when it comes to dominance and whatnot in sex, it can be quite degrading for the woman if you are of the more traditional way of doing it, and it can affect them negatively, because something that is seen as rape in court or whatnot to the bloke who's saying like, oh no, I'm just being masculine, it could completely diminish or the girl's feelings about what's happened.
Absolutely.
Like she can feel shit about it and doesn't know why she feels bad about it, because she, in her eyes, because she's doing what her boyfriend's telling her, it's not rape or whatnot, but she could have just been sexually assaulted or whatnot.
Absolutely, and then that adds another dimension, doesn't it? Is in terms of sexual behaviours in sex in relationships and the kind of implications around consent, or what people feel like implications.
I think a lot of times in relationships and whatnot, people don't think you can be raped by your partner. if you're uncomfortable doing it and you don't want to do it and they carry on, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your kind of like understanding of consent? Because obviously it's such a simple thing, but it's such a broad topic. How would you define it in your opinion?
In my opinion, consent is whether the other person's comfortable or not. It's not whether they've said yes or no, or something like that. It's if they're comfortable and you can see that they're comfortable with it and they've made it clear to you that what's going to happen is going to be all right, then it's fine. If they say yes and then they're uncomfortable about it, you can see.
That it's gonna, hoping that it's gonna work. Yeah, seems like it's working to me. Right then, Morgan. So today we were just gonna have a little chat about contraception, what that means, and where you might go for help or support or information if you needed it about that. Yeah. And I know when I spoke to you before about it and said this is what we're going to talk about next time, you were a bit uncomfortable about it, weren't you? Yeah. Yeah. What makes you uncomfortable about talking about that?
It's the very close association to pretty much. It's like that word is so associated to me with the other, with sex.
Yeah,
it's pretty much to me like, oh God.
Yeah, and I understand that. So we're not going to talk about it for very long today, but you understand.
But I know like the certain ones like pregnant, like what do you call those? Like the ones that stop you from getting pregnant. Like what do you call those?
What form of contraception? So I was just going to say, why do we use contraception? You've just said that it's to stop us getting.
Yeah, but like the pills.
Yeah. So there are the pills. Who takes the pills then?
But I'm like trying to remember what they're called.
They're just called contraceptive pills.
Is that it?
Yeah, nothing.
I thought they had like a special name.
No, not really, I don't think. Okay. So yeah, so contraceptive pill, whose responsibility is it to take that then?
The partner in that situation?
The female partner, yeah, would take it, yeah. Are there any other things that the female partner could take? Or do, instead of the pill?
I don't know.
No? So there are other things, and I'll just mention them very briefly. There's something called an implant, which is like, the pill controls hormones, and it affects the hormones in a woman is to stop her ovulating and producing eggs and those things. That means that's how it stops a baby being made. The implant is something that is inserted under the skin, and it's sort of like a slow release of those hormones. But the good thing, what might be difficult about taking a pill every day?
Well, if it's not every day you do have it.
Yeah, so a woman would have to take a
Okay. So one area that we talked about quite a lot was obviously body positivity in terms of like relationships and sexual behaviours, that kind of thing. So before we get into talking about sex, just generally, what do you think body positivity is?
Mine's gone blank again.
Okay. No rush, about to speak up a bit though.
Feeling positive about your body.
Yeah, perfect. So feeling positive about your body. Okay. What about your body?
I don't know, just how it looks and how it works.
Ah, that's interesting. So why is it important maybe to have a level of body positivity?
It's not.
It's not? Okay, why do you think it's not important?
Because, I don't know, you just can't help if you feel negatively about your body, like, you shouldn't be forced to, like, change how you feel about yourself. So, yeah.
Who do you think's forcing people to change the way that they see their bodies then?
Parents.
Parents? Okay. Can you explain a bit further?
No, unlike, what are they called, like NHS people?
Okay, yeah, NHS workers.
Yeah.
Health
Because if you're like, oh, I don't like my body, they're like, well, you have to love your body, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't say that to someone, it's just a bit rude.
Okay, so what it sounds like you're talking about then is that sometimes if body positivity is too forced on young people, it can make them feel bad
Yeah.
rather than it being a
Yeah.
positive thing. It's different to accepting your body.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you didn't love and accept your body, what do you think that would be like?
Not loving your body.
Or not?
Yeah, not loving your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, it'd be a bit sad.
Do you think that's an issue that young people face?
Yeah, obviously.
And where do we see that kind of thing?
Social media.
Yeah.